Hi, Philip Mason here with Incredible Fathers. Excited to be with you here today. I wanted to share a few thoughts on overcoming domestic violence. It is a big issue here in the United States, and it's something that we really should do away with altogether. It should have no place in our society, but unfortunately it can be a very big problem, especially in certain parts of our country. And among those that are fathers that should be protecting their families and taking good care of their families, but they're not. They're the one actually causing the violence and at home. And that's not good. That's not good at all. And it's something that we should change, and we should have the courage to change it. I actually had a good patient. He was actually a sheriff up in Illinois, and I was sitting with him during one of our meetings, and I was just asking him how he was doing preparing for the holidays coming up, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And he said, well, actually, it's a really busy time for me, and we get all sorts of calls, and it's me that has to go and straighten it all out. And he says, we get a lot of domestic violence calls around Thanksgiving and Christmas time. He says, when families get together and they're enjoying their holidays together, they all get crammed together in one house. He says fights start happening and bad things start happening. And I thought, man, that's just such a sad story that a sheriff is most busy during the happiest time of the year. And that really shouldn't be the case at all. We should change that. And I believe that we have the power to change that individually and also collectively. And I think the place that we need to start is by helping us as men understand our role as protectors and providers for our families, and that we preside in love, not with anger and not with spite, but we treat our families with love and kindness and encouragement. So right now it's May, and June is just about here. So Thanksgiving and Christmas are still pretty far away. So for those men that are listening, and perhaps women too, if there's something that's not right in your family, now's the time to fix it before the holidays come. If the last holidays were not very good, and if there was some contention or maybe even some domestic violence, then let's figure out how you fix that. Maybe you have to stay away from the situation altogether. Maybe you can repair and damage what was lost last holiday season or last winter, and repair it before the holidays come again. So if that's the case, this is what I would encourage you to do. I would get out your journal and just start writing about things that went wrong and analyze what went wrong and why. This will help you kind of just feel it out. If you have hard feelings towards someone, or if someone hurts you, you need to write that out. I like to do pretend letters. So I'll write the letter out, and then I'll either take it to the shredder and shred it, or I'll just burn it in a fire. And that just kind of helps in my mind wipe that out and clear it out so that I'm fresh in my mind and in my heart. Men have been blessed with strong shoulders and strong arms, and God's given us that so that we can provide for our families and protect them. And we should never use our physical size or strength to hurt our own family members, especially our wives, and especially not other distant relatives or those that are related to us. But we should use that to help and to lift and to bless our families and to take good care of them. So in addition to writing and journaling, I recommend doing a few other things. Go out into nature and spend time in nature. Sometimes in the holidays, people get into tight quarters and tight house, and they got a lot of people in one house. But enjoy nature. Get outside and enjoy it. There's something refreshing and peaceful about being out in nature. That's one of the reasons why I film my videos outside in the woods, because it's just so peaceful here, and it just feels so good. And it's just a good way to process your thoughts that you have in your mind. The other thing I recommend doing is, men, we tend to get really angry, and we tend to be governed by our anger, and that's not good. We need to fix that. When you're feeling anger, I really recommend exercise. Exercise does amazing things. I like to run, to bike, to swim. My brother loves rock climbing. He also loves lifting weights. I enjoy lifting weights too. It's really refreshing. Yoga and stretching, all that can be very therapeutic as well too. So if you're feeling angry, you need to get that your system cleared out and get that adrenaline from pumping through your body. You need to get that cleared out, and so exercise is a great way to get that out of your system so you can relax and feel calm and peaceful. And you need to do that on a regular basis. It's not enough just to do it here and there, but exercise on a regular basis so that you can get some of that energy out. So let me just share this with you. So as men, we cycle about every 72 hours as far as hormones go, and we just kind of build and we build and we build. It can escalate to where we're just kind of frazzled and we're just like a grizzly bear sometimes. And so we just need to be aware of that, and we need to bring ourselves back down if we're getting angry or if we're getting just pent up energy that needs to be shared or expanded. We need to go share and expend it in appropriate ways. Um, also, once you start going past 2 or 3 days too, and there's no exercise, the same thing starts happening. We start getting that pent up energy, and it can just explode if we're not careful. And so we tend to be prone towards anger. So that's one way we can help manage that a little bit. So these are heavy topics, and domestic violence can be a horrible thing, and just anger and yelling and shouting in a home can be a very difficult thing. So if you are in a situation where you've hurt someone, you've damaged a relationship, what I would recommend doing is start working now. In addition to these things I've just talked about, is going out and reaching out to that person you may have hurt, and just showing small tokens of love and concern for that person, and start doing little things to help build that trust back up, and ask for forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness is a powerful, powerful tool, and I've seen it totally transform people's lives, both by extending forgiveness to other people and asking for forgiveness. And it's probably going to take some courage, and you're probably not going to be able to do it right away, but you pray and ask God for strength to be able to ask for forgiveness and to extend forgiveness as necessary. And I promise you that amazing things will happen. In fact, in your journal, you can actually write out the exact words that you'll say when you talk to the person, and write out ideas that come to you that maybe God gives to you, or maybe when you're out in nature, the ideas that come to you, and write those ideas down on how you can rebuild trust with that family member, or with your spouse, or with your children, and find out what you need to do to correct it. In some situations, your actions may be criminal, and you may regret that, and perhaps you've spent some time in jail, and you've paid your debt to society, but you still need to correct that with your family, and there's some deep healing that needs to take place. And so this is probably going to be a longer process, and so that's why I'm just telling you now's the time to start in preparation for the holidays. If you want to be with your family and you want to have time with them, now's the time to start thinking about what you can do to bless their lives and be the real father that they need and the real husband that they need. So you can be in their family, you can be with your family, and you can enjoy some of the richness and peace that comes from being together as a family. So those are some of my thoughts. I hope they have been helpful, and I hope that you'll take them and put them into practice in your life. I believe in you. I know you can succeed in your efforts to repair damage in your family, and I hope you have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.